What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 4 Dummies, and tonight I am joined with the other 3 dummies. I have Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
I have Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And I have Mr. Robert Detoff.
Hello.
Tonight we're going to tackle another collection critique. You know the routine. Check your feelings at the door, and if you want the unedited, uncut version of this, please feel free to join Patreon at the $5 tier, where you can get this as well as Sit Down Saturday and reviews and tons of other stuff. That being said, we are going to start tonight with one Sam G.
Well, I got to take it in for a minute because I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the tip.
Is this a before
what is
and
this
after?
giant Omega Supreme?
I don't know which one this is. So, I mean, I hate to say this, but like, I like that you have a keyboard. I think that's cool. This is a lot of the same stuff, right? Like, the detolfs aren't lit. The detolfs are on the floor. You should lift them up. You should light the detolfs up. The one thing I will give you is you have posed these figures exceptionally well. All of these figures are posed with care and purpose. So I will give you that.
I want to know what's up with the door with the black. I'm assuming there are windows that are blacked out. Did you just repurpose this door? Because I see you got some vintagey doorknob on that now looks chipped. The top of it just looks like you took a door off somewhere else and an exterior door and made it an interior door.
Yeah, or is that...
And that intrigues me more than your collection, which says a lot about the collection.
Blacked out
or is
the
that
windows.
like painter's tape? I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the wall paint. I like the white trim. I like the one detoff. The one that's fuller and riser.
Yeah, and they're all posed exceptionally well.
What are your thoughts, guys, on him displaying the accessories?
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah, I was just looking at that. All the different faces.
I kind of dig it.
I don't. Get it out of there. Waste of space. And here's the other thing is like, even like you look at like the Beast Wars stuff, even the Dinobot on the display base, like the display base is unsightly. I haven't really thought too much about that kind of stuff, but that is a ugly display base.
Right. Why would you display base adapters? See, that's weird.
I think this is probably somebody that throws away the boxes and doesn't know where to put everything, which I understand. But I think a better way to display all this stuff would be to buy like one of those, like, whenever somebody has like a gun collection and they'll usually have like on those hooks or on those pegs in the wall, like an armory style thing.
Yeah.
I think you need to create something where at least if you hang these things up and it looks like they're on like a wall in the back, it may work.
That's a great idea, Jisk. And because maybe he likes to take his figures off the shelf and switch out the faces and switch out the accessories. So I get it. And I love your idea of having it like on a wall.
Easy access.
It is strange, though, that like a lot of these figures that he has in the one Detoff on the beige wall, it seems like he has on the other wall. I wonder if it is a before and after.
It's a different room. There's a carpet.
Yeah, one's carpet, one's like hardwood or whatever. It's almost like that gray one doesn't fit with these, but I mean, it's possible I could have f***ed it up. I don't know.
Oh, you're saying it might be a totally different collection?
No, but it's the same figures, though.
Yeah, the hardwood, you've got the Beast Wars figures down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Same display base being used for Dinobot. And then he's got that stupid Victory Leo, and then in the carpeted one, you have the Dinobot.
Yeah,
maybe it's a before and after.
With the keyboard, that's carpet.
Well, if it's a before and after, definitely I'm assuming the after is the gray walls.
I would hope.
Definitely looks better.
I would hope.
Yeah, it definitely looks better.
I would assume.
Whoa. What happened to the wall, though? Huh? Someone got a little too frisky.
Yeah, someone got a little overzealous. But, I mean, hey, if nothing else, if this is the new version, you are trending upward.
Right.
Yeah.
So just
Dude knows how to pose.
Yeah, the poses are fantastic. But other than that, just it's the same stuff as always. Like, lift them up off the floor and get some lights in them. Let's move on to the next one. This is Camilo A.
Is A for awesome or A for awful?
So it looks like a corner Billy setup, and he's got some dioramas, and I actually think this works.
I mean, I love the effort. I just feel like they're too crowded looking.
Too crowded? I don't know. Like, I don't know if I agree. I actually think you could put more in that Unicron one.
Look at Mirage. Look at Mirage.
Where's Mirage? Yeah, but I think go ahead, Jisk.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, no, I think I think we've never seen anything like this. We've seen dioramas, but you went in a whole different way. Like the fact that you have this Superion, even in a crazy pose, and maybe because it didn't fit all the way, like you used your space to the best of your ability, and I applaud you for that.
Yeah, and there's like there's like roadside attractions and all that, like in the barbed wire fence around the, like, I think, I think he did a good job. Like,
he's got to fix Bruticus's hand though. It looks like he's trying to tickle him. And Ciprian's like, no, stop.
Dude, the Mega Man shelf is cool. The the Zelda shelf, like, you did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with Batman massaging the Joker in that one, but
there's a couple weird things. Like, obviously his Jetfire is too tall for that space. His Blitz, you know what I mean? Like, little things like that are just like, like, ooh, dude, you're like right there. You're so close,
I think the other tricky thing is with the one with Jetfire and Bruticus, like, to have the smallest shelves at the bottom always looks a little weird. Like, the smallest shelves maybe should be at the top and then work their way.
Yeah,
work down
because it
bigger
does look better how he has like the Menasor and the Devastator on the bottom shelf on the one.
And then what is this on the top? Voltron?
Yeah,
it's too much going on.
Yeah, it's a little busy.
Devastator. Come on, what the hell's going on there?
I don't hate that. I really don't.
Look at them. Look, the arc is way too high up in the air, and like they're like.
But no, but wait,
they look stuck.
So it is. So the problem is that he wanted the cave to be big enough to put the robot like he's coming out of the cave, but then the arc is too small, right? So it's like he was stuck between a rock and a hard place, so to speak. And I think under the confines of it, like, I think this looks good. I think he did a good job.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
He gives a
Absolutely.
I think that you have figured out something that's kind of working, and I think just keep pushing it, keep developing it. Just keep
definitely, it's definitely interesting and cool, and I do love his effort. I'm just with you, dude.
If you look at the one with Prime and Ratchet and Sideswipe and Grimlock, you got too many Autobots knelt down, buddy. Lift them up. You got vertical space there. Stand up Prime, stand up Ratchet. Like, take advantage of that space. I think that will look better because Prime looks awkwardly knelt down, and so does Sideswipe. Yeah. And the
Less is more sometimes.
The same kind of goes for your Seekers. Like, you have Starscream and the Throne. That works. But then you have Thundercracker and Skywarp both like crazy knelt down with the two Dinobots. Like, just stand them up. You got the space for them. You don't need them crouched down like that.
He's trying.
You take the Dinobots out of there completely and just have the Seekers in there.
I agree. Now
he's trying to just do these battle scenes.
No, I get it. I get it. Like, I think that like Jisk is right. Like the Mega Man. And then the I think the Link one is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's arguably perfect. The candles, the trident symbol on the floor with his sword in the middle of it, like the curtains hanging down. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Even the Batman one's not bad. The Mega Man one's a little bit off, I think, just because the platforms are high and the shelf is so.
Yeah,
it's the angle.
He was trying to maybe do too much in such a little space.
Right. But it still looks good.
Yeah, but it doesn't look bad.
Like, let me show you a magic trick.
The turtle shelf. The turtle shelf actually works too.
Yeah, there's problems with this stuff that I can nitpick, but the amount of effort that you've put in to make it presentable, it negates all of the nitpicks. The picture with Hound on like the table getting repaired and Galvatron busting in with Hot Rod and Magnus on one end, that Cyclonus is creeping into that room. That's the creepiest Cyclonus I've ever seen in my life. He is a little creep monster. He's a creepy crawler, that little Cyclonus there.
You got RC is like pinned up against the wall.
Yeah, but I feel like you could tighten up some of these poses, but I respect this.
One thing I would recommend, actually, just to give you some more space, is the platforms that they're all standing on are kind of thick. You could cut those in half, and then you would give, a little bit more space for, like, especially for that Jetfire one. If you just thinned out that purple platform that's
all of them.
You're
right. You're right. All of them. So that's half. That's 1 inch foam board. And if he even went with like the 1/4 inch that you can get at Home Depot, the accordion board, he would be much better off.
And you could put everything back in the same, and it would just give a little bit more space between their heads and the roof, and it would look like they fit in there.
I 100% agree. And I think that like those are some big tiles on that floor. Yeah. Big tiles.
Fancy.
But yeah, I think good job, dude. A little bit more to go. So are you guys familiar with Irish Andy?
I am.
So he submitted as well back on April 23rd of 2022.
St. Patty's Day, actually.
And this is his collection.
Oh, Andy, just because I know you, buddy, doesn't mean I'm not going to trash you.
And this isn't bad.
Oh, shikey.
It's not bad at all.
So with the guns in the background, huh?
It's not bad. There's he's got some busyness going on.
Yeah, that one transfer.
That Beast Wars shelf is too damn busy, and
Yep.
the movie shelf of Hasbro stuff too damn busy. And also, neither of those shelves match aesthetically the quality of stuff that you have in here for the most part. But like, I don't hate this.
They're unbalanced. You just need to go through and kind of group the figures together so that this is kind of something, I think, just group them together so that the shelves are balanced versus like trying to group them together with characters that they're supposed to go with.
Yeah.
I know that if for you it won't make sense, but like for the average person looking at it, it's going to come and see, they're just going to see that it's curated nicely and not realize like, oh, why is Spider-Man standing next to Vader? Maybe that's a little crazy. Don't go that far. But I just think these shelves are unbalanced and just need to be reworked.
The shelves, like the Beast Wars shelf, maybe it wouldn't look so bad if the back was covered. And then below that, the Halo shelf, it's like a clump in the middle with a mirror in the back. So it accentuates this busy center with just, and it highlights the emptiness.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's the same thing with the previous entry, right? Is like if the Hot Toys of Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man were down at the bottom and the cluttered Beast Wars shelf was up at the top, it wouldn't look as bad. Like if you look at that cluttered Beast Wars shelf, it's in my opinion, it's more off-putting than the movie shelf on the right side because of just the cluttered shelf is up higher.
They're both
Right.
They're both too crowded for me.
I agree they're both too crowded, but the bottom crowded one where you can't even see everything because it's too low, that bothers me more than the other one. But they are both too crowded. I agree.
That movie shelf doesn't belong there. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't. Just having mainline chug, dude.
You've got
on that Lucky Charms.
You've got Hot Toys. You've got statues. You got all sorts of nice stuff in this thing, and then all of a sudden you just have the attack of the doofs.
Shite.
I also recommend just with the lights, like I think in the Detolf having the individual where you can see like each LED light is doing your collection a disservice. So if you would just want to buy like these frosted plastic covers that go over it and it diffuses the light so you don't see each individual bulb, you just see the light. Like it just glows the light.
I'll tell you,
that's a great recommendation. I didn't know you could have such a thing.
Some of the things that I love about this, I love the Emperor sitting on the throne with the two lightsabers in front of him. I love the Play Arts Kai, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. That's probably the best looking that Superman figure has ever looked on any shelf anywhere on planet Earth.
That's the one I hate.
Because it's not the one you hate, but it's adjacent to the one you hate. It's a very ugly Superman, and that's the best I've ever seen it look. And I like the Mandalorian helmet. I don't like the show, but I like the helmet sitting in the middle, Detolf at the top.
Yes,
usually,
I like that overall.
Yeah, usually I'm the one saying raise the Detolf. Here, I don't feel like you should raise the Detolf. The helmet does the job, and it all looks uniformed.
Right. But I think the Mandalorian that's sitting on the throne should be towards the bottom, maybe even on its own shelf.
Yeah.
Bobby, for $10 million, would you legally change your name to Grogu?
For $10 million?
$10 million?
So for $10 million, I would change your name to Grogu.
The answer to that is yes.
Yeah. And they have to call you, people have to call you Grogu.
I'd make everybody in my family's name Grogu. We'd all be named Grogu.
Tell $10 million a piece.
No, just 10 million once.
Yeah, 10 million one time. Everyone's name is Grogu. Who cares? On your driver's license, Grogu.
But yeah, I've seen far worse. You know, there's certain shelves that are too crowded. I think Jessica's right. It's a spacing thing and where you have stuff and organizationally, but you know, you're not afraid to cross stuff up, right? Like you got this Hot Rod and Halo figure on one shelf. Like I think another shelf that's super successful is this one with this Prime and Megatron. That's like, I don't know who made this, 3-0 maybe? I don't know who made these. You know what I'm talking?
This is the 3-0 like off of the show.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, you could thin out. I'm telling you, just don't be afraid to just mix stuff up. You know, it's going to work.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be crazy, but it'll work.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with that. For our last entry for tonight, we got Geraldo C. I think I'm going to have a less popular opinion than the rest of the cast on this one, but that's okay. This looks like a not as well done version as other displays that we have seen. To me, we have seen people do similar displays to this even recently with white floating shelves with the Transformers on them.
Right.
And this looks like a worse version of it to me.
He grabbed scouted them.
I was going to say, I feel like we just needed white shelves that were like whatever the middle ones are. I feel like they're longer. And they probably don't fit, but maybe we could have done a long on the outside and a skinny on the middle.
Yeah, and those middle ones spread those out, get risers in there, get those doofy backgrounds out of there. They make it the whole space look too busy.
Yeah, they do cheapen the space too 100%, for whatever reason.
100%. Then you look, I mean, I hate to be this guy, dude, but you have this like I just graduated high school and bought my first computer table set up in front of it, and like it looks weird, man. Like get that out of there, spread out those shelves, get those ridiculous backdrops out of there that detract more than they add. Get risers, spread it out, and open this stuff up, and you'll have a super sharp collection that's been on par with some of the better stuff we've ever seen. But you took it and you castrated it.
You don't have to display everything you own. You know, it's better to pick the nicest looking stuff if your space is limited. If your space is not limited, then you have the freedom to display everything. But it looks like he's just displaying everything he has.
Here's a perfect example for me. If you look at this one shelf, he's got the 3 cone heads and the 3 triple changers on one shelf. But he's so worried about having the cone heads in one place and the triple changers in another place that he's made this one shelf that looks like it could handle all of them look worse. Like, the space that you have is ample. The toys that you have are good. But something has become disconnected between a good space, good toys, and you making it look good.
What's up with this brawl at the far right?
He had to put a little sheet of glass on there to get them to fit in.
So I think because you have the shelf, because you have them so uniform, that now you have to make the figures look interesting. Because the shelves, having them aligned like that is kind of plain or stale, for lack of a better word. But so you got to make how you have the stuff on the shelf look interesting.
The
pyramid is always, thank you, that's the word. But the pyramid is always the way to go. So the bigger or heavier things on the bottom,
dude, and
get lighter, go to the top.
This is a prime example of what I talk about with that Studio Cell Unicron. So if you prefer the aesthetics of that Studio Cell Unicron, I get it. I completely understand why. But now you have a Studio Cell Unicron dwarfed by an Omega Supreme and a Devastator, and it looks obnoxious.
I see what he was trying to do. Unfortunately, I think it just...
So, but that's that. So I do too. I think that's what aggravates me about this, is that like he had endless potential.
It's almost as if he didn't trust himself, and he just thought he had to just...
What I recommend is taking everything off the shelf, putting it all back on, and then take a photo of it. A lot of the times, like, I have to take a photo of something and look at it through the photo.
But don't take a photo of this computer. Wheel that out. On those little wheels it has there at the bottom, wheel it out to the left.
I think even if you can get rid of the top layer of the desk somehow.
I think he respects the figures to the nth degree.
I think he tried. I think he really tried.
Yeah. I'm with Laura. I think it's just somebody who just did it. You know what I mean? Like, this is somebody who got the shelves, put some care into it, but just doesn't have the eye. He just doesn't have the curator eye, and that's what he's here for.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I don't know if those bottom shelves are big enough to do some of the stuff that's at the top. But the stuff on the bottom shelves is too small.
It's too small.
The stuff on the top.
Even if you took one of those city bots and put like the Metroplex at the bottom, you have the Fort Max on the top, it'll balance them out the 4 corners.
Yeah. That's an idea.
And I do think if there is a way, if you can't completely replace your computer desk, I think if there's some way to
you can
remove that top layer, like with the monitor like in that bottom shelf and the speakers like in that shelf, it makes it all feel like one giant space, like one giant messy thing.
He stole.
Whereas if you could separate that and give it a little bit more of its own space.
Winnie the Pooh. Or some sleep shorts. I want to know what the hell sleep shorts are.
Yeah, me too. What are some sleep shorts? The ingredients to Gator wine.
There you go.
And how about, Bobby, end it with a Rockefeller tree?